Death Stranding and a true legend in the entertainment world. Please join me in welcoming the world-renowned game creator, Mr. Hideo Kojima! Well, Mr. Kojima, this is a special moment for you and for all of us. Let's take a seat and talk more about Death Stranding 2. Well, Hideo, as I said, I know it's been a long journey to get here. The game is complete. Now you're beginning the world tour. We're starting it here in Los Angeles, where we announced the game a number of years ago. I'm sure you must be looking forward to its final release. I know the fans are looking forward to it. So how are you feeling?
I've been creating games for 40 years, and I had so many things, but this time it was special. We had the pandemic, and I became a little sick with the pandemic, and I thought I would never finish DS2, but I made it, and I'm here today for the event, and I'm happy as ever. Thank you so much, everyone.
You know, we're all itching, obviously, to play through the full game. I got to play some of it, and everyone here is going to get to play it when it comes out June 26th. Why don't you tell people what you have in store for them tonight, for those of you here in the audience? Of course, I'll be watching the live stream as well.
I edited a couple of trailers you've seen. And I think you're full with trailers, right? My trailers. However, Street Day is right around the corner, and I don't want to give any secret away, so I'll show you a little opening and also the gameplay, and also invite some cast, and I hope everyone can just enjoy that as a show tonight.
Gameplay of it. But before we get to the guests and the game, I want to talk a bit about the journey of bringing DS2 to life. You mentioned the COVID pandemic. I know that you were sick for a while. It was a challenging time for you personally. And I know that affected the story that you wanted to share with the players in that game. So could you maybe talk a little bit about the journey to bring us to this day?
Well, 2016 when I started like Death Stranding, that area, the social situation was everyone was divided, solid. So I made that as a theme in DS1. And I said, everyone, let's get connected. And right after that release of the game, we had a pandemic. And my fiction became a little reality. And I experienced a lot during the pandemic. And since we had internet, we had this connection over digital during the pandemic, which was great. But it moved on too much to digital. And we forgot about analog connection to meet in person. So when I already had the DS2 idea, but I had to scratch that off because I experienced the pandemic. So I rewrote because it's a new connection after a pandemic. So I put that in the game system, and I wanted everyone to experience that because it's after the pandemic I created DS2.
So in many ways you created stories for two games. One version, then you rewrote it and reconceived it?
Well, it was just in my head, and I'm not going to reveal that.
Well, you're of course back here in Los Angeles now, where we announced DS2 at TGA, and I know LA has been a big part of the story of this game, with you coming here to do a lot of the performance capture with the cast as well.
そうですね。LA が一
Yeah.
番年間で来る。
I come to LA probably a lot. I have a lot of friends here as
子
well.
供の時に
And
チップスとか
when I was a child,
アメリカのドラマを
I saw a lot of dramas like Chicks and all these based on Starsky and Hutch, all these California, LA thing, and I loved it.
殺人家の刑事にな
And I wanted to be a homicide detective of LA police, but I couldn't be that. I wanted to.
LA 大好きです。
That's how much I love it.
Well, we're glad to have you here. That's good. As I mentioned, I was lucky enough to be over in Tokyo just a few months ago to get a chance to play through the early parts of Death Stranding. There's a lot of previews that you read online from media that got a chance to experience the first 20 or 30 hours of the game. And it was, for someone that loved DS1, DS2 really takes things to the next level and adds a lot of new elements that we'll talk about tonight. But I think it really has refined a lot of the ideas that you had in the first game. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the shirt that you're wearing. There you go. Tell us about this.
Well,
まあパブロさん、
I've asked Pablo Uchida to draw a new
書
poster.
いていただいたんですけど、
And you remember the DS1 poster he drew? And I'm a big fan of him, so I asked him again to draw a poster for DS2.
Wow, well that's beautiful. That's the first look at that poster there as well. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us today. Where is that going to be used? It's a poster, but we'll...
まあポスターとか反則とか、
Yeah,
ポ
posters
スとか、
or like the title of the novel that I'll do. I'm like marketing PR things, but it's not for the game package.
サムとル
The
ー。
game package is, as you know, it's Sam and Lou, so that would be the key art for the game.
Great. All right, well, we have so much to show you guys today, including a bunch of gameplay from Death Stranding 2. And I'm sure you're excited to bring out some of our guests and hear from our guests. So, first of all, we have a special video message from our first guest. Let's take a look.
Hi everyone, it's Elle Fanning here. I play tomorrow in Death Stranding 2 on the beach, and I know the team has put together a very exciting show for you today. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there, but I will reconnect and see you all very soon. Have fun!
Our family, of course, plays tomorrow. We'll be seeing some incredible footage of tomorrow in action. Don't want to spoil anything. You're going to learn a lot more about tomorrow tonight. Of course, yeah, tomorrow tonight, exactly. Makes sense. But now let's welcome some of our other special guests to the stage. First up, she plays the role of Rainy in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Please welcome to the stage the beautiful Shioli Kutsuna. Next guest, a man who we all know and love. He plays Higgs back again for DS2. The one and only Troy Baker, come on out, And finally, let's bring out someone who's been deeply involved in the music of Death Stranding 2. He's flown all the way from Paris, France to be here. Please give a warm welcome to Woodkid. We're all here. All right, well, let's take a seat and get this show started. First of all, I want to ask all of you guys about your involvement with Hideo. Shioli, tell me about how did you get involved in this project? How did Mr. Kojima reach out to you?
I got a text from my friend, actress Rinko Kikuchi. She's a Japanese actress. And she was like, oh, Hideo wants to be in touch with you. And I had no idea what she meant. But the next thing I knew, I was at his office and with like a huge screen with like the most coolest artwork of my character. And he was like briefing me with all the details and just like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hideo, why did you want to have Shirley in this game?
ですね、日本のキャラクターを出したかったの
I
は、
wanted to have a Japanese character.
アジアの人を CG にかなり難しいんです
It's very difficult and challenging to have an Asian kind of person as a CG, and I wanted to really do my
よ。
best
英
this
語
time.
で喋って日本語で喋れないといけない。
You know, it has to be someone who can speak native English and also speak
まあ、そういうのを
Japanese.
狙ってたんですけ
And
ど、
I always thought about Shiori as casting, but I didn't know her address.
普通に
So I knew Rinko Kikuchi, my friend. So I kind of mailed her saying, hey,
彼女のアドレス。
I need her address. And she called me.
リンゴさんは私には連絡がありません。
And Rinko was like, you're not asking me? You know, but never mind. I wanted to just, contact Shiori.
Well, it worked out. You're incredible. We're going to see some scenes I know today. Be great. Troy, you have a long history with Mr. Kojima across multiple franchises, and Higgs is back in DS2, but you obviously started working, collaborating with him on Metal Gear, and now into this. Tell us a bit about returning to the role of Higgs 5 years later. How does it feel?
That's a weird thing to think about. It's been 5 years. First of all, whenever you have a new project like this, a new idea, no matter how experienced you are, it's always a little scary to come up with something new. You guys have been so incredibly supportive, and in 5 years we've watched this community grow to such an amazing level and with such voracious support for this story, for this character, for all of the characters. And so to come out to this 5 years later, after seeing, I gotta say, Higgs cosplay is like next level, y'all. And it is always cool every time. So now I can see how much the story, how much these characters, and especially the story that we tried to tell and the message that we tried to communicate with this game, how much that's resonated with you guys. So to come in 5 years later and go, okay, now let's take it up higher. We all rose to that challenge, and I think that we did a damn good job. I can't wait for you guys to play.
Woodkid, at South by Southwest, it was revealed your collaboration with Hideo, and tonight we'll talk a lot about that because it's a very deep collaboration that you had across the score and soundtrack, and we'll hear some of your incredible work tonight. But tell me, how did this collaboration begin with Hideo?
Hideo called me for director's cut of the first episode, the first installment, and he wanted to use 2 songs from my second record on it. And it was of course an honor because I grew up with Hideo's games, so it was just like a dream coming true. And I think just during the pandemic or something, I think he called me and like, would you want to come and work differently now, like writing music, and that's how it started. Just me going to Japan right after lockdown, I think, and starting to work in the offices, and that's how it all started. What you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, I know you spent a fair amount of time actually in the KJP office, and this was a different level of collaboration for you today, I think, with a musician. Tell us a bit about that.
僕の、
Well,
まあ、オフィスと
I
か
have my little
席の
office, and then there's a meeting space right next to
こ
it.
こを、まあ、
So
ドアの席にして
I said, this is Johan's room.
朝早く読ん
And
で
he comes early in the morning and he goes late at night.
僕トイレ行った帰り
And every time I go to the bathroom, I kind of stop by and say, hey, what's your new song? And he made me listen to the, And I also did like the training with him together, like stretch in the morning with my trainer. So it was a really strange relationship. He was there for like a long time.
I wasn't abducted. There was no nothing weird. It was consensual.
But I think, your games always have music as a key through line, and it feels like for this one, the songs you work on really have an emotional connection to the story, right? And there were themes and emotions that you're really trying to convey, not only through the lyrics, but through the music and tone. So I'm sure that was part of your storytelling anyways, right?
まあ、音楽 作品の映画もそうです。
Well, same as movies,
10%
music is like, I don't know, maybe 80% is like important. Music is important, like sound effect as well,
音楽
like music,
例えば
sound
全
effects.
くなくても
And there could be like a total silence, and that could be a sound effect as
ゲ
well.
ームってコントローラーがあって
Again, you have a controller, you have a monitor in front of you, 2D, and you just have a music or sound effect coming in, 2D. You don't have any temperature, you can't taste anything. But if you have sound effect and music, you get more immersive,
感情を
and it also kind of affects your emotion through music. You might not need a dialogue sometimes. You have like a happy song or a sad song, and it really evokes your emotions. So I think music is in that way very important.
Yes, well, we'll see some demonstrations tonight, I think, of how much music is key to the experience of DS2. All right, well, we've got much more to talk about, but I think you guys are here also to see some footage that's never been shown before of Death Stranding 2. Dan's prepared a couple of clips from the game that he wants to showcase for you. So first of all, we're going to look at Tomorrow, played by Elle Fanning, and Rainey, played by Shirley, in-game. Do you want to tell us anything about what we're about to see today?
最初のシーンは特に
Well, I already showed this at Tokyo Game Show, but today I wanted to show the English version of it.
レーニーの話で
Tomorrow and Rainey's relationship, you'll get it in the English dialogue.
Great. Okay, here's the first look at that clip.
Thank you. In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in the realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed,
Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. Oh, it was terrible. I thought that was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sarah. I've heard dogs with better tones.
Well, let's talk a bit more about the relationship between Tomorrow and Rainey and Hideo. What can you tell us about what we should take away from that scene about their relationship?
サムが旅をして
Well, Sam is
マゼランドからや
traveling,
ってくるんです
and you have this Magellan following you.
仲間をどんどん呼んで
And in the Magellan, you kind of group your members onto the
昨日
Magellan.
のレーニーもちょっと
And Tomorrow and Rainey,
過去にいろいろ
of course, has special abilities, but they were
フラジャイルもそうですけど
even fragile. They were like very lonely, so they come in,
縮めていくと
and you're slowly connecting with them as well, all of them. So Sam,
DS1 はたった
in DS1, he
つないでましたけど
connected the world just alone. But this time,
通信圏内で
you
マゼラ
have
ンドを呼べ
you
る
could summon the Magellan once you connect the chiral network. So you could go back, and they will always be there
彼女たち
for
の
you.
家ですね
So to Sam, it's almost like a home.
彼女たちの
So you could see the progression of how they grow inside, as a team in the Magellan. So that's my goal there.
Shirley, we heard you singing there, I think, right? That was your voice?
Yeah.
What was it like recording that scene but also getting to sing?
Well, we sang, I think did we shoot that scene? Yeah, we shot that scene as well, but in addition, there was ADR, and I'm doing the voice for both English and Japanese, and I don't sing usually. So I think I was nervous the most to shoot this scene, because it's like completely silent in the ADR room, and you can just hear your voice back, but it was a fun scene.
Well, you sound great.
Thank
you.
you.
Should sing some more. Absolutely. Troy, we know that you sing, and you sing damn good. We actually heard your voice for the first time, I think, at the DS2 reveal trailer at TGA. We heard you doing BB's theme. So, can we expect some takes singing in this game?
If he lets me, absolutely. If you don't know, like I got my start. I thought I was going to make my dent in the world as a musician, and life went no. And instead, I've got this really cool other path for you to follow, and I'm grateful for that. And one of the things that I love most about working with Hideo is the fact that he looks at who we are as people, and he infuses that into the character. And that is something that is such an honor, and I don't say that lightly, because it's so much fun just for someone to go, hey, I want you to sing, or I want you to create your music in this thing that you've always been passionate for. I want to make you do something you're not comfortable doing, but that becomes a part of the character. And so I'm grateful. He gave me a chance to sing. I did my best. I hope you guys like it, because definitely as you've seen the music, the bar for the music in this game is super high. So I'm just happy to try and vault over it.
Didn't have a guitar at first. And during COVID, when I was, everyone was feeling low, I was watching maybe YouTube, and I saw Troy's channel, and he was singing with a guitar, and I was really touched. I knew he could sing, but I thought, wait, he could sing really good. So I talked to Yoji. I said, hey, can you design a guitar for Hicks?
Can I design a guitar?
So I don't want to say so much to spoil things, but Troy is just constantly singing in the game. So don't worry.
Lots of Troy.
Can I tell one more story?
Yeah,
just one more quick story. This also speaks to how open he is to what we do. So you guys have seen this part. The first thing you ever see when Higgs comes in, and he goes, Sam the man, same as it ever was. It was a rehearsal. Because when I hear the line, same as it ever was, I automatically think Talking Heads. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I do that thinking, there's no way they're gonna keep that. Someone from legal's gonna go, are you crazy? And he goes, that's it. So that was the first time when I got to sing in Death Stranding 2.
Right. Having played together, there's a lot more Troy coming. We heard your To the Wild, which is an incredible song. We heard your voice. Love it. Beautiful, amazing, emotional piece of music on the trailer at South by Southwest. It's also available as a single. Tell us about the collaboration with Hideo, because you've done over a dozen different tracks with him, some vocal, some instrumental. Tell us about how you approach, collaborating with him for the music.
With a lot of respect, first of all, for his work and for the work of Ludwig and Lauror and just the path that has been written on the first game. So I was very humbled, and it's all about making procedural music. So it's a bit different in this game because it's not just taking some pop songs and putting them in the game. This time we've tried to engineer songs that were completely procedurally rebuilt like the engine. So it is procedural music. It is music that evolves based on the gameplay's actions, on the gameplay sequences, and it is so different for me. It's just a very nerdy approach of music, so I had to reverse engineer the tracks and really build them through musical theory and almost building our own samplers so that the harmony could be built based on the actions. So it's fascinating. It's an amazing process. I'm very grateful. I learned so much in the process.
For a song like To the Wilder, does Hideo give you sort of a theme that he wants, an emotional, a feeling that he wants you to bring to life in music, or how do you collaborate on that, the lyrics and the feeling?
Yeah, Hideo came in the office with just the idea of making a song first. That would be kind of like a lead single for the game, but it came with like the script, and I had this pile of paper I tried to digest, and then the only thing that came in my mind was the idea of wilderness, and To the Wilder was something that came really quickly. I remember we had a demo, it was just like humming stuff, To the Wilder, and the To the Wilder came. I was just like in the very early end, in the kind of random lyrics that I wrote, and I was like, yeah, that I like. And then I built all around this idea of what it is to be wild, but not just as a landscape, but also as what it is to be wild as a person.
いろんなキャラクターのテーマをヨアンに書いてます。
And also Johan created a lot of themes for each character.
早い時期に
And
できなかった。
the rough version,
一緒に聞きましたね。
he sent to me, he made it very quickly, so I listened to Shiori as well with their
ス
character.
タップシャーの時に
So during the performance
レイ
character,
シーンとかは
there was this rainy scene that we had to shoot with
テ
Shiori.
ーマを流しながら
We
撮影をして
kind of put that music on the set, on that timing, the rainy theme, so that she could act according to it. So we did that
撮
too.
影の時も音楽
So even during shooting, I kind of used his, draft songs to kind of evoke the emotions.
Wow, well, we're going to hear much more about the soundtrack a little bit later. But I know you have something else to share with us as well today, right?
はい、エルさん
Yes,
の役なんですけど、
it's tomorrow's
謎の存在
Elsie.
彼女も
And she's a mystery character,
特殊能力がある
but she has special abilities.
実は猛
And
烈にアクションをする
she's actually
け
really
ど
actions and moves. So I thought I'd bring in that scene. Don't be too surprised watching this,
This
how she actions.
This is when the event starts to get crazy. Wait until you see this scene. Let's check this out tomorrow. now you can see some of what tomorrow can really do in the full game. Hideo, give us a little bit of context. You don't want to spoil much, but what are we seeing there about tomorrow's abilities?
まあ、サブにするとちょっと問題なんですけど、
Well, it's a little problem. She's stronger than Sam.
タールが出るんですけど、
Well, she has cars coming out from her body, and that, precedes the time, right, when something touches.
まあそれぐらいです。
So I think that's the only secret I could tell you right now.
In that scene also, we talked about your collaboration with Woodkid. Woodkid, I believe that's some of your music that we're seeing there, right? As
その
well?
時もヨガの曲です。
Yes, it's Yoan's song, yeah.
Tell us a little about, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's a song called Tomorrow. And
Where'd you get the name?
We're tired of that time.
I remember seeing that scene and being like blown away by the strangeness of it, and I thought that we had to make a song that was completely deconstructed because there was some kind of craziness in it that had to be reflected in the music. So it's this kind of industrial breadcore that is fully randomized by the process of composing it. It was just we had the engine kind of randomize everything, and I composed everything with like tools that helped me randomize the music. So it is so random. It's hopefully in a good way, but it's like it's just breaks over breaks and goes crazy. And I remember Hideo always pushing me like more crazy. So yeah, we had a lot of fun editing that.
It's very interesting, amazing scene. Surely that's another side of tomorrow. Is Rainy jealous of her abilities?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that scene? I remember when I first even watched them rehearsing it with like this strange, I don't even know what you call like this equipment that can do all these kinds of moves. I was so jealous. It's so cool.
Troy, we don't have a Higgs scene today, unfortunately.
I sent you one and you wouldn't play it.
Too many spoilers, Hideo said.
Too many spoilers.
But Higgs, obviously. What can you tell us about Higgs in this game? What will Hideo let you
I
tell?
mean, dude, we went talking about going nuts and crazy. I thought we went crazy the first time. Nope. I will say this. Get used. We're just gonna say no spoilers because we want you to play the game. We're not gonna show you everything right now. But what I can tell you are there are scenes that I'm really proud of. I mean, I'm proud of the game, but like when you step on it, it's easy to go, okay, I know what this is like. I know how to do this, and every scene was something I was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. And there's some great story that we get to really unpack, some parts of Higgs that we get to unpack in this that I'm grateful that we did. I'm grateful that we didn't leave everything on the dance floor the first game, that there is more to explore with Higgs in this. Not just my character, but everybody. Leia Sadu, oh my God, in this game. We haven't even talked about her yet. You guys know what So I'm grateful that there's no shortage of ideas when it comes to Hideo and the vision of this, but also like that we as performers get the opportunity to try to execute that. And obviously we want to live up to the vision, we want to live up to our own expectation, but now, as like you said, in 5 years, second game, the bar is higher. More than anything, what everybody that stepped foot on that stage or into the office wants to do is give you guys the experience that you're not even expecting to get. And we blow past those expectations. That's what we want.
Today I don't have big seats, sorry.
DS1 やった人は
But how many played
低いほど戦ってます。
DS1? Remember you battled so much with Higgs.
その3倍ぐらい
This time,
出てきますんで。
I'm gonna make you battle 3 times more. And you're gonna go like Higgs again? You know?
最後にちょっと泣けるかも。
But at the end, you might cry a bit.
That's a spoiler.
Well, we've seen a couple scenes. I know everyone's very eager to get to the next part of the show because I understand we're going to show a live demo of DS2, right?
まあもう すぐ発売なんで、これ
Well, it's going to be
オ
released
ープ
soon,
ニングを
but I wanted to show you the real opening part of the game.
で DS1 のオープニングちょっと重ねてしてます。
I've kind of overlapped with the DS1 opening as well, deliberately.
もう一個
And one more game scene is,
出てくると。
well, it's the Neo scene.
Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to see multiple sequences from the game, and we're very mindful of not spoiling anything for people that are going to see it. But yeah, I know we're going to start out with live playthrough of the game. As Hideo said, you're going to see the literal opening kind of 5 minutes of the game. And it's going to be played live by a member of the KJP team, Yoshike, who's backstage right now. Or it's actually come out here right now. You're going to meet him, and he's going to play it on a PlayStation 5 Pro for you today.
Play the hell out of that game.
Came all the way from Tokyo to play the game.
昨日も練習したの。
Yesterday he was practicing,
緊張してお腹を壊した
and he was so nervous yesterday. He had a bad stomach yesterday. He's okay today. But we did a rehearsal,
ゲームオーバーだったらごめんなさい。
and he kind of made a mistake at the rehearsal. So if he goes game over, I'm sorry. I'll apologize.
And backstage, he's literally the past 2 hours been playing again and again and again and again. He's so nervous about it. But the opening, obviously, you'll see the battle scenes get a little more intense. But yeah, we're going to show you the first sort of 5 minutes of the game. You'll hear some music from Woodkid. And anything you want to do to set this up today?
そうです。はい。
Yeah, let's show it.
Okay, so we're looking at the beginning. And remember, this is all real-time in engine on PS5.
Me? I've always loved porters. Through freezing rain and biting wind, across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless, a glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window, my sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again today.
Jesus.
Now, I'm sure now people are wondering, we're seeing some of the names from DS1 here in the opening credits. What can you tell us about that?
Sorry for the cheering, but we have like flashback scenes and also from DS1 scene, an explanation for the DS1 scenes in the game. So they're appearing in that part.
Okay, sure.
これ
So
し
we're already in the game. This is in the border of Mexico and UCA. So it's 11 months after the ending of DS1. So you see Sam here,
挨拶をしてます。
and he's just living on his own, delivering. And Lou, 11 months old,
挨拶してます。
is actually delivering with Sam.
で、ここチュートリアルなの。
So this is a tutorial stage.
カメラの
So I want people to learn the camera controls or the basic controls of the basic.
このゲーム
So this is already in the game.
で、なんでちょっと動かして
And okay, we're gonna change the camera a little bit.
OK。ちょっとズームとかする。
And we can maybe zoom in, yeah.
ここ最初、チュートリアル。
So this is the real first part, the tutorial.
ちょっと集着してもらう。
Alright, let's change the camera here. And that's
サムの
the goal. It's Sam's hideout.
ここまで帰りましょ
So the first mission is to go back to your hideout. That's a simple mission.
ワールドなんでどこで
So it's an open world game, so you can go anywhere.
してもらうと。
And I want people to, learn the controls. You could go anywhere. So let's move on. So listen carefully here. When you run, you hear the drum rolls, right? You stop.
ブラウンダン
No drums. So the music arrangement changes. It's a nuanced, wicked song, but it will change according to players' actions. So even it also changes according to which route you take. So he's on top of the hill, you hear the melody, you have the rhythm coming in, and then, okay, let's go sidetrack. So the rhythm and the melody goes away, and you're going to slowly start to hear the strings and the piano. So this is the same song, but the soundtrack will differ according to how you play, to each player. So, yes, so I have to say thank you, Woodkid, because this was such a... It's almost like autoplay, right? Auto music.
まあここはどこからでも行けるので、
So you could go anywhere here.
帰られるクリー
Oh, there's a pirate creatures, but we could go into them, but let's avoid them for now. They won't attack you unless you attack them, so you can just
でこれ
move away. Using the sensors, it's the same. The red places are slippery areas,
まあ大体、結構急な斜面は
so you could climb quite steep hills. You don't have so much equipment at this stage, but you can still go. All right, let's go back top on the mountains, and you'll hear the rhythm and the melody coming back in the chorus.
Oh my god.
And also, let's move on. And the camera changes at sometimes. I call it like the Peter Jackson camera. And if you don't like this, you could hit the button and the camera will switch back.
補正をするので落ちない。
And I also, when it's during this camera, you won't fall. So I kind of program that you won't fall.
まあでも
But you need to balance. It's not as easy as you see.
ここでも行けます。
And you could go anywhere, right?
この体重移動と
And you have to kind of learn the balancing so you won't fall. You don't want to fall.
で今回はですね、リアルタイムでチケッ
And
ト
also this time, the map changes real time
とか火災
because you have natural disasters like earthquakes, floods,
ですけど、
forest fires.
の
So I'm going to show you a little bit of the earthquake. Yeah, there's a small one coming.
こうちょっとちっちゃい地震
And this is a small one to predict the bigger one, but you need to keep balance not to fall off. Alright, let's go a little further.
大きな地震来ます。
But then a big one's going to come.
これは踏ん張らないと結構
You have to really stand still and balance, otherwise you fall.
ここが、雪山だとなので
Now you could imagine if this was a snowy mountains, you'd get like avalanches.
地形が変わるのが
So
大変な
as you can see, the map changed. Now you can't go there anymore.
ちゃんが地震でない
And Lou is starting to cry because was scared. So let's soothe Lou.
上げて
Okay, let's see the movement of the controller here, as you can see. And you can soothe Lou. Or you could close up. You could see the close up of Lou's face and
こうじゃないけど
we'll stop crying, but okay, we're soothing.
機嫌直った
Okay, Lou is now happy. Yeah, smiling.
やばいですね。
Alright, let's put it back.
まあ、ルーちゃんのことを心配しながらも
So you have to take care of
で
Lou
結
too.
構まだ長いので
Alright, we're gonna cut here because it's gonna have a long distance, but that's the beginning.
Well, guys, check it out. Amazing to see the world, the music, and all that come together in such a beautiful way today. Well, we also now want to show some other gameplay moments from the game. We're going to skip a little bit ahead, right? And show another gameplay
そう
moment.
そう
So,
まあ、配達のゲームなんで
Yeah, it's a delivery
配
game,
達を出したいんですけど
but I want to show the delivery process. But I think you'll be bored watching delivery. Of course, playing is fun, but watching is different. So I brought in like an action scene.
前回クリフっていうのは
So you remember Cliff, played by Matt in Death Stranding. So I have a little bit character that resembles that.
公開に
So Sam goes into this unknown world,
ゲームプレイ
and it's a gameplay on that area.
なので
So it's a battle scene.
失敗する
So I hope Mr. Yoshike will fumble this one. You can cheer for him back there. He's been practicing this.
All right, well, it sounds like he's ready backstage, so let's take a look at this battle sequence from Death Stranding 2. Real live gameplay.
So,
まあ前は戦争
remember the last time was different wars, but this time it's different natural disasters. So this is representing the fire. So you have like fireworks and things like that. But you see, it looks beautiful, but it's dangerous. And there'll be like lavas flying around.
その
And you see like this ghost, we call it remains. You see some ghosts walking by as well.
どんどん
So yes, the fire starts to spread.
道路の人も
And Dolman, as a psychic, will speak to you too. So there's this fireworks still going on,
噴石が
and all these lavas are falling at you.
クジラが
Well, actually, the lava is just part of the whales, but anyways.
で
You see the warriors, we call it, who is guarding Neil, comes out.
通路がありま
So
す
you could go to the right and sneak, but you won't battle. So this time,
見たいと思い
I
ます
know everyone wants to see battle, right? So we're gonna go through the middle this time.
まあオーストラリアなんで
And since this is Australia, I'm gonna use a blood boomerang. Right? So Sam's blood is in there. So okay, it's a little hard to see, but I think he's aiming.
これしかしない
I think he won't make a mistake here. Yeah, good hit.
まあブーメラン戻ってくるんです
The boomerang comes back.
戦いたくない人が自分に聞いて
But if you're not good at battling, you could actually sneak away as well. You could always have that option.
どうも今日
Alright, the boomerang came back.
はいいなくなりました
Alright, we got it.
火災が広がって
Alright, the fire started to spread.
噴石
Yes, all these things flying around.
でタールキャノンという
So we use something called the tar cannon. It's a little heavy equipment, but you can distinguish the fire. You can even put out forest fires with this. But it's very heavy, so you have to, think about when you're carrying this.
で火を消すことができ
And you could,
見つかりました
oh, they find you now. The warriors found you.
タールキャノンと
But this tar cannon is actually usable as a weapon, so you can shoot the warriors too. Yep, we got it.
ちょっと火を消してもらって
Alright, we're gonna take out the fire. Well, of course you could take any route, but let's go through the middle.
はいまあ結構重いんで
And it's very heavy equipment, so it's a little slow. Yeah, watch out.
で僕は結構長い
Okay, from here it takes a little while, so I'm gonna skip.
この後も無理や
So there'll be more warriors coming up. Yes. And I think Yoshiki did a good job. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna skip to the next scene for the battle.
ニールが待ってます
Where Neil is waiting. And the warriors, 4 warriors, are waiting.
ここ
This is the difficult part.
乗ってください
So you pray for Yoshiki-san.
And one thing we should say, Hideo, is this is from pretty early in the game still, right?
そうですそうです
Yes, it's
クリ
from.
も何回か遭遇
Well, you met Cliff a couple of times, but Neil the same. You go numerous times to this world,
なんでまあ
and it's the natural disaster. This time it's fire, as I said. It could be like the earthquake or the flood, kind of. So you go to that world.
Incredible. All right, well, let's take a look now at this, the continuation of this sequence, battling Neil.
でサムはまあ
So
メガネと
Sam
かどうぞ
has a lot of equipment. So we're going to show you a little equipment as well. Like, okay, let's wear a cap. So we have so many caps, But this time,
こうして後ろ向けに
you could reverse the cap when you wear it. So you could kind of wear it reverse. Great improvement. Also the backpack. You see the back plate, which protects you, or the rotor storage,
3つと
and grenade pouch,
装置
and
あれやったんですよね
also chiral anti-gravity device.
あれ僕いつも3つぐらい
I always put that 3 so that, helps my, I could put a lot of weight on my backpack. But okay, this is of course you can change the colors too. But so this is the equipment this time. We have a lot of things on our back. Let's battle Neil. Okay. We're gonna confront the warriors in Neil.
ちょっとステルスで行ってみましょうか
So let's do a little stealthy first.
まあニールを倒せばいいんですけど
Well, we're just trying to defeat Neil, but
今ピンに来ました
we wanna get the warriors too.
ウォリアーズ
So we'll find one warrior
して
and we'll sneak in behind.
ロープ
And we got him with the rope. Yep. We got one warrior.
ウォリアーズ1人倒し
Yep.
ニールが
Oh wait, we see Neil right
使
there.
ってないんで
And Neil's like looking away, so let's use an assault weapon.
あでも見つけた
Oh wait, he warped out.
大丈夫
Alright. We gotta find it again. Yeah, you need to kind of do a headshot to the warriors to defeat them. Oh, doing good. Wait, I think he warped up at the tower. Yeah, and with warriors as well.
ここから行ってもいいんですけど
Well, okay, where should we go? You could go anywhere, so
花火も後ろで来るところ
yeah, don't be too obsessed with the fireworks. You gotta find a route.
上にいます
Okay, I think they're there.
あグレネード
So we'll use a grenade.
つけようところですはいはいはい
Oh, that's a nice shot.
ちょっとせこい戦い方ですよね
Yeah, this is not really cool, right? But
あちょっとやるんですよ
wait a minute. They kind of found us. Oh my god. Let's change weapons. Oh, that was close. We need to get Neil though. Whoop, be careful. Kryptonite, yeah, we need to take kryptonite, sorry for the light. Look, you're in trouble. Alright, good. I think we got him. Oh, he went to the rooftop.
ちょっと苦戦してますね。
Well, Yoshik is struggling.
AI なんでどこ行くか分からへん。
Because it's, you know, AI, I don't know where they're gonna go.
Might it be worth getting up close and personal with them?
まあ、タワーの上なんで、ちょっと
Only
そ
make
こ
it
は
easier for them to target them.
Up the tower, so
Here's a
we're
way to
gonna go
infiltrate
find it.
that building with garrison.
ショットガン、
Whoa, okay, we found a shotgun.
近戦ですね。
Alright, we're gonna go close
ちょ
combat.
っと荷物強いすぎですけど。
Yeah, and maybe too much practice on the back.
まあ、ファンを声を出せるんで、
And Sam could also kind
寄せたり、
of make noises verbally so to distract, you know, the warriors or whoever. And you could kind of call them. I think they're not hearing Sam yet, but let's try to call them so they'll come right at Sam. That's a nice shot. Yeah, they're probably from above. Let's go above. We'll also might use a smoke grenade. Oh, so close.
No, Yoshi!
Well, that was good. We got it. Oh, and Neil's right there. So we need to get Neil.
スモークちょっとこっちも見えない。
Well, you know, the thing about smoke grenade is they can't see you, but we can't see them too.
見えました。
Alright, I think we got him.
で、今度はどうするんですか
Alright, what are we gonna do? What are you doing?
あ、
It's called a grenade pistol. So it's like a handgun. So you don't have to package it. You can put it in your holster. So it's really good. A small gun.
セコンドですか
Yeah, yeah, it's a little cheating in a way. And cool. It's not like how you really want to battle, but anyway. Oh,
Poor Yoshi.
まあ、ちょっと聞けてるんですね。
alright, we're gonna go different direction. Yep, I think we got it. Okay, we'll change the shotgun. There he is. We get it. Oh, he's kind of warped out.
で、
Or where do we head now?
大人テレビで投稿は
And you can actually check the overdeck to see where he is if he wants to. So we're going to go in that direction.
結構気をつけていきましょう。
I think we know where he is.
はい、ちょっと今、
Probably in the graveyard area.
まあ、もうムーブしてないと思う。
And it's only now Neo to face off with the...
まだ見つかってない。
There he is. Yeah, we could... Or Neo.
Damn.
He walked away. Well, that was a close call.
say Nirvana? Is he implying this is some sort of realm for the enlightened?
I know it's never easy for a creator after spending so many years building a game to finally just show the raw gameplay like that in an unfiltered way in front of the audience in live stream. So thank you for doing that today. I think gives everyone a great sense of the gameplay.
Well, one note.
配達のゲームなんで
It's a delivery game, okay? Don't forget that.
今回はまあ
But this time,
戦いたくない人は迂回
people could avoid battles if you want. Or you could do stealth play if you want. Or I put in a lot of weapons and things like that in the game as well. So if you want to battle, you could.
ゲームは世界
But the game is about to connect the world, right? So don't forget that meaning.
Well, I do think you have a great balance in it because there's more action, but the deliveries are so beautiful and so incredible, and some of the missions when you guys get into it, I think you're gonna have a great time playing. So let me ask you guys, having now seen the game demo, probably for the first time too, Shioli, what do you think of what Mr. Kojima has in his head here?
Yeah, it's my first time seeing like the actual game footage. It's so awesome. I don't know, I'm not really good at games myself, but I'll definitely have a friend come over and help me play.
Yes, again, it's available. Pop upper. Now, Troy, you've done a lot of games. You've worked on a lot of games, development of games. You obviously know what hit with DS1. What's your reaction to seeing that DS2?
This is my favorite part because as much fun as it is making the game, being on a set, and I have to hand it to him. Hideo does a really good job of there's a lot of materials on set when we're there. There's big poster boards and there's a lot of careful diligence that goes into each shot. And so there's a lot of information that we have. With that said, it don't look like that. We're a bunch of goofballs in performance capture suits with cameras hanging off our head in a big gray room. We're idiots being insane. And it's, yes, on a co-star, Nolan North here. But the best part is every time, it never gets old. And especially in this game, it's like, oh, that's what it looks like. And it's always better than the movie in my head. So I love that we got to see this for the first time with you guys, and I know it's just a taste of what's to come. I'm just more like, can I get it in my hands right now? Because that's how I feel.
Not long. Woodkid, we've seen some of the quieter moments that you've been a part of in the game. This is obviously a much more action-packed moment. When you were working with it, were you exposed to some of these moments to help inspire the music?
Yeah, all the time. It's the first time I see that sequence finished. It's so dope. So, yeah, I've been fed these kind of things, but Hideo loves to talk in percentage. So he will show you something, it will be 20% done, or 30% done. And I've seen some of these things 20, 30, 40% down, but now it's really amazing to see the style thing, everything I really want to play. And we might think that he's showing us everything tonight, and you see nothing.
I agree. Yeah. There's so much to this game. And so that's an early sequence from the game, and I've only played, I think it's maybe half the game, and it's I can't wait to see the rest of it. And we all won't have to wait long. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is coming out on June 26th, so later this month. Very interesting. Well, Hideo, we've seen our live demo. I wanted to ask you, is there anything else that you wanted to share with players today?
デスストというと音楽
For Death Stranding, I want to talk about music a little bit more, right?
発表
So, since Yoan's here, Woodkid's here, so I want to kind of make a little announcement about some music things.
Absolutely, yes. Woodkid, we've talked a lot about the music and your collaboration with Hideo. I understand you have some news to share with people about many of your songs that are coming together for a soundtrack album.
Yes, I mean, we know the game's coming out in June 26th, is that it? but you're going to be able to like experience the world of Death Stranding a little before because we made a record, and it's here. It's this guy, and I'm so excited about it. It is a collection of songs that is an arbitrary contraction of the procedural developments in the game. It's initially hours and hours and hours of music, but we had to make it fit in 2 vinyls. So yeah.
So digital album, and it's coming out when?
Oh, I think it might be just on pre-order now already. Right now, actually. Are they pushing the button? Let's push the button. It's out for pre-order now, and it's out in a week. On
Yes.
June 13th.
So what's cool is the album is coming out June 13th ahead of the game. So if you want to get a little preview sonically of what you're going to get to experience in the game, next Friday, the Woodkid album will be out. And that has, more than a dozen tracks, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just some variations, and there's even a featuring by someone called Hideo Kojima in it, in one of the songs.
Tell us more today, okay?
Yeah, it's nothing really.
It's not. It's amazing. It's my favorite track.
Well, we'll be listening next weekend. Speaking of the soundtrack, I think there's one more thing that you wanted to share with all of us about it, right?
すごい全曲いい神曲なんですけど、
Yes, all the songs are great.
今サブスクで
Super.
トゥザワイルドが出てるじゃないですか。
But you have like To the Wilder on your streaming service, and you kind of see the album like grayed out, right? You could see the title, and I think some of you realized, but I wanted to show you a little
ことをここでしょ。
kind of behind the scenes of that.
Right. Behind the scenes of To the Wild. Check this out.
So, yes. I recorded the whole version myself because I just want to sing it all.
Yes.
We're gonna redo it all, just you, chorus verses.
Yes.
See where you feel the most at ease.
Yes. So far away, I'll reach you.
Beautiful.
To the wilder, to the wilder, to the wilder you. But if you doubt and question what the future holds, remember there's no place you can call home. Who we
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. It's getting there.
Well, it seems like a bit of a reveal. We know To the Wilder with Woodkid, but it looks like Al is also doing a version of this?
エリさん、
Yes.
ティーンスピリット、
I saw L's Teen Spirit,
サンドラム、
and I actually have the soundtrack.
エリさん、歌ってほしかったんで、
I wanted L to
トゥザワイ
sing.
ルドができたんです
So when To the Wilder was made,
どう
I told Yohan, said, why don't we have L sing?
友達
But
で、
then Yohan said, no, she's my friend and we sang together once, and it was such a coincidence. And I didn't know. I felt the connection there too.
歌っていただいて、
So that's why I had L sing the song with Yohan Woodkid.
Yeah, Johan, I know you have a long relationship now, right?
Yeah, I shot, as a director, I shot Elle when she was 14, so I've known her for a long time, and 10 years ago we sang on stage at the Montreux Jazz Festival, and she has such an amazing voice. And on top of just giving so much with the interpretation of the song, she really changed the meaning of the lyrics by her interpretation. So I really, really love that version. And what we've seen here is just a snippet of just all the things we've put together in that record, and the Suginami Junior chorus also that we recorded in Japan with Hideo. That was on my previous record that I brought back on the soundtrack and the orchestra in Paris. So it's been just being all around the world, and just like the big moment of it was like singing this song with Elle. So I'm so grateful. I wish she was here tonight so I could tell her how much I love her, and I'm grateful that she's on that record with us.
So is it the same lyrics? Is it different? What can you tell us about the song?
Well, you have to pre-order it, and you will know exactly what this version is like. There's a few versions of To the Wilder on that record, actually.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll experience it hopefully next weekend. Very, very cool. Hideo, this track, is it something that is it just for the album, or will this be in the game too?
まあ、アルバム買っていただいて、
Well, I want everyone to pre-order.
まあ、トゥザワイルドはすごい一曲で、
To the Wilder is such a great song.
劇中いっぱいかかるんですけ
And of course it's played a lot in the game.
ど、かかる
But at one moment there's this time, it's like really emotional. You'll have all your liquids coming out from your body. But first, you need to test it, so pre-order.
There's also a vinyl version. Made a beautiful limited vinyl with all the beautiful designs from the game, and it's also on pre-order now. I think like everything's like available to pre-order now.
The vinyl's coming a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great. The soundtrack, obviously, as we mentioned, will be out on June 13th, so this coming Friday, you'll get to experience the soundtrack, and of course the game on June 26th. Well, we're approaching the end of today's show. We don't want to spoil too much of the game for you guys before you play it. But I know today is just the beginning, really the first stop of the World Strand Tour. It's back, right?
まあ、26日発売ですけど、
Yes, 26 is the release date, but then afterwards I go to
東
Sydney.
京でイベントをやる。
The release date will be in Tokyo for an event, and then I go to Paris, London, and then after that go to parts of Asia.
までの間に
And I'm going to do this all throughout this year
回りますので、
to everywhere in the world. So 12 countries, I think, probably. And from November,
ツアーが始まりま
we'll
す。
have this Orchestra Death Stranding
いろ
tour.
んな国にまた
And of course, that goes all around the world, so I might go. And maybe Johan Wood could participate in this. All other musicians will participate in this orchestra tour too.
Yes, it's going to be a busy year for you. I know you're in Sydney later this week. It's so kind of you to come out and be a part of Summer Game Fest and the show on Friday and today, and sharing some of the game with the world for the first time here. Well, before we conclude tonight's premiere, I want to go around and see if anyone has any closing remarks and their thoughts on the chance to collaborate with Hideo and this game. Starting with you, Woodkid.
Well, go play that game because it's quite an adventure. I want to thank Hideo for having me on board. I'm so grateful. I was so free to propose things, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm glad you connected with my darkness the way I connected with yours. And thank you for allowing me so much like CPU megabytes for the music, because it usually always comes last, and this time it came first, and so I had so much like CPU allowance for the music. So there's so much amazing things you're going to see on that game. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hideo, very, very much.
We did an incredible job. It's a true collaborator today on the music. Troy, you've done a lot of games. Does this one feel any different to you?
Yeah, man, if it doesn't, then I should get out of this business. It always feels weird to say something so personal in such a public format, but over a decade ago, you hired me for a job, and before you left, you said, or a while later, you came to me and you said, I'm working on a great role for a great game. And you made good on that promise, my friend. And you've not only done it once, but you've done it twice. And when you say you're going to make a great game, you deliver on that promise. So thank you for giving me the job. Thank you for having me.
Guys out there who really values this collaboration with you, Troy. You guys have done amazing things. The first game, just wait till you guys see Higgs. It's pretty wild. Shirley, this is your first collaboration with Hideo, going from the outreach from him to ask you to be in the game, doing the English and the Japanese voices. I know I've seen on Instagram you being in the studio, recording the Japanese voice. I know this has been a big collaboration for you. Any final thoughts on what it was like to work with Hideo?
I don't even know where to begin. Every single process, as an actor, it was the first time to challenge everything with the shoot, ADR, but I think Hideo really understands what we go through as actors. Just talking about the music, we had like little ear things in our ear, and he'd just play your music, and just something small like that. We don't have a film set, but it really brings all the emotions out, and it's really rare that during like the ADR process, I had a few times where I was almost about to cry because just his storytelling and the music and everything, when it comes together, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything was beyond imagination. So, 本当にありがとうございます. I'm so proud to be a part of this. Thank you.
We're going to have some great performances in the game. We're going to see when you play. Well, we have one last special message from Elle. Let's take a look at that now.
Hi, it's Elle again. I hope you all enjoyed the Death Stranding 2 on the beach game premiere. I can't wait for you to see tomorrow in action and for you to play the game.
Thank you very much. Well, before we wrap it up, we have to give the last word of this special celebration to the one and only Hideo Kojima.
Death Stranding is about a game of connection. And when I tried to create 2, everyone experienced a pandemic, right? Together, everyone was solitude alone. And people were worried what's going to happen to the future. But then I had to create DS2. And I talked with Norman, Leia, Troy supported me as well. And the new members, Al, Shiori, and Yoan as well. We became connected for DS2, and now we're finished. So the game is about connection, but even development was all about connection. So strange story, but when you try to create a connection game, I kind of follow my connection that I have. And I want you to feel that too. And not just us. Everyone had this real experience, and it's in there, what you experienced during the pandemic as well. And I wouldn't have made it with all of these people, including you. So I would say thank you to everyone. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you for all that you do today. I know we're all very excited to play Death Stranding 2. Thanks to you, thanks to all our guests on stage, thanks to Al, and thanks to all of you for watching online, being here in person. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is available for pre-order now and launches exclusively on PlayStation 5 on June 26th. And you can check out PlayStation.com for more information on the game. In the meantime, to all of you in the audience and those tuning in on the live stream, thank you so much for giving us your time and watching this. We hope you enjoyed today's game premiere for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach for PlayStation 5. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.